Hi, this is Bill McLester with CashCrate.com. In this video, I'm going to show you how to assemble your own partial cage with attachment points for accessories for the Yolobox Pro for under $100, and you can do it in 15 minutes. Basic components are the CNC machined base plates with 15mm rod clamps, two 6-inch 15mm carbon fiber rods, or you can save a couple of dollars by buying aluminum rods. Two cold shoes. You can buy as many as you want. You can buy them individually. You can buy them in bulk packs and stuff. A top and bottom base plate. This you don't have to have. This is just a long cheese plate by Camvate that you can put on the back. It's kind of like a backbone. Provide some rigidity and additional attachment points. And then this will give you a baseline for a cage. And you can actually add even more to it, which we're going to do some follow-on videos showing how to add a sunshade for less than $20 and some more attachment points. There's a lot of different variations you can do. You could actually add grips using rosette brackets, more cold shoes off to the side on the bottom. So these are $18 each for the base plates, the rod clamps. So that's $36 total, $14 for two carbon fiber 6-inch 15mm rods. So you're at $50 there. These are two small rig cold shoes. They're $10 for two. You can buy them individually for about $6 or $7. These are a top and bottom base plate. This particular one was $29, but you can get them for as little as $22. You can get by just using one, but I prefer using the two, and I think these are about $10. So depending upon how you do it, it's going to cost you anywhere from $80 to $110. In my particular situation right now, because of the screws I'm using, I need a straight slot screwdriver, a Phillips screwdriver, and a standard Allen wrench that's used with most cages. Of course, Yolobox Pro. So I'll start showing you how to assemble it. It really is quick. It'd be quicker if I wasn't making a video, so keep that in mind. So the first thing you do is take one of your plates, take your two carbon rods, place one rod in each hole. Might have to loosen them a little bit. Tighten it up a little bit. You can see it's rocking around a little bit in there. So you tighten it up a little bit, push down on your rods, push down on your plate. That'll make sure it's all seated. Then tighten it a little more. And what that does, it allows you to get it even on the bottom or very close to it. It doesn't have to be precise. Take your next piece, lay that on top, slide it over the rods, and I just use my thumb to get it relatively close. Tighten it up. A couple turns of the Allen wrench is all it takes. Of course, once it's all assembled, you go around, tighten it up. If it was me and I wasn't going to disassemble this again, I'd use a little bit of blue thread locker or Loctite, and that'll allow you to stop your screws from backing out, and it's not permanent. If you use a red thread locker, that's permanent. You don't want to do that. Okay, so we have the basic cage right here. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take the plate. As you can see, I took one of the tripod screws out. You don't need to use that. I just put it off the side right now, but it'll screw into your 1/4-20 sockets, and you can store it on your cage if you want to, in case you need it. I took it off because it lets the bottom plate lay flat. So this is your top plate, and this is what's going to hold your Yolobox. And you want to basically center it, which is 4 of the big threaded holes on either side. They just drop into place. You don't want to tighten this completely down yet because you're going to have to adjust it a little bit. Okay, so we have that there. Gonna flip it over. Gonna put this going the opposite way. Centered again. You can tell it just lines up with the other plate on the other side. And I'm just trying to get it rough. Because now I can take this, I can take my Yolobox. You want to put it screen in towards the cage. Hold that in place. Take your straight slot screwdriver. Tighten your tripod mount on the bottom there. I'm trying to get it somewhat square with the bracket by lining up the back and the back plane of this. Take this. What I'll do is I'll slide it in as close as I can. It won't actually touch, the screen won't touch the cage, but you get it close, and the reason you do that gives it a little bit of protection, but also for when we add the sunshade. So it doesn't have to be perfect, but you can see it's close. Then I take this end and I'll loosen these up a little bit. I'll slide them back until they're just underneath the RJ45 connector under here. So you can still get that in okay. And the reason I'll do that is because you can use it as a stand while it doesn't have cables and stuff on it for just doing adjustments and attaching things. So we have it like that now. And I'm going to loosen that up a little bit and square that. Yeah, we'll just leave it for right now. So now you have your cold shoes, 2 cold shoes with a 1/4-20. All these, every other screw is a standard 1/4-20. And most hardware for cameras comes with a 1/4-20. So it makes it really easy to attach devices. And it doesn't really matter how you put the cold shoes on because you can just loosen them up and swivel them. That's if you're using the stops on them. So you can see how easy that went right there. Now we'll take this part right here, we'll flip it over. And this is where the cheese plate comes into play at the back. So we want to put it down like that so that the washers are going to go underneath it. And there's 4 neoprene washers that you use. And put those over the threaded holes like this. Take your cheese plate. Now I'm using, this is why I have to use Phillips right now, because I'm using these 1/4-20s that have got the large pan head, and that stops it from going in too deep into the cage. You have to move it around a little bit till you find the threaded hole. And neoprene washers allow you to put it there so it's not actually touching the back. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a strip of rubber on the back. But you can see how it is right now. And this is how you use it. Power on your Yolobox. Wait for it to completely power up. Because as of right now, you're thinking, well, it's upside down because you're going to mount it like that. And the screen's upside down, but there's a reason we're doing this. One, it makes it easy to assemble. Just waiting for it to come up. So you would touch the settings, scroll to the bottom, screen rotate, hit done. Now you can see the screen's rotated. Okay, so now we have it where the screen's the right direction for our attachments. But you could also have attachments on the bottom. It really depends upon how you're going to mount it. It's done. The only thing you'd have to do is tighten it up. You can see that slid right there a little bit. So you'd want to tighten this up. Oops, didn't mean to do that. See, level it, tighten it, and I'm going to tighten all these up. So on the back plate, gives you a little bit of stability. You can actually add more attachment points there. But when you're actually pressing on your screen, it gives you some rigidity. Now, in my opinion, it's better to have the cables coming out of the bottom. That's less stress. One of the downsides to using HDMI is a lot of times the sockets will actually go bad because they become too loose. We can add a cable clamp. You know, CastCrate.com, we make CNC panels and storage solutions for the 810 minis and that. And we could easily CNC a cable clamp here that would hold all your cables. But that's it in a nutshell. If you're interested in seeing the other videos like adding sunshades and some of the other attachments and stuff, please subscribe and hit the like button and the notification button. And that way you'll be notified when we release our next video. Thanks for watching. We do have links to all the components you need down below. This is not a sponsored video, but they are affiliate links for Amazon, so we'll receive a small commission if you make a purchase using those links. It doesn't affect your price. It'd be the same price as if you purchase it directly on Amazon. We appreciate any support you give us and look forward to providing you with another video.